Yeah. What? Here I did co-host.
We got my email.
If Ravinsky checks in, Mark Ravinsky, I'm gonna pull up that email.
Well, you sent it to me? Yeah.
I think I sent you something else too, but I forgot.
I'm
what it
not
was.
touched, my kid is dead. Haven't touched it in a while.
You mind?
No, like the battery died.
Is that camera okay?
Yeah.
It was around $60-ish.
Yeah.
And I asked her for, make sure. That's why I was over to check.
Yeah. Evening, Wayne. Second. These photos?
Yes.
Good.
Man, I just came off the job.
Same here.
I was way out in, where was I at? I was in Farmington Hills. And the lady was like, she kept adding keys. I'm like, I gotta go. How you doing? Good. Good to see you.
I got a couple of things here for a good win.
Okay.
Just leave the table there.
I just got an email from Wayne and he said he'll probably do a little bit.
Yeah, he just made me
Oh,
co-host.
yeah, okay, great. Wanted to make sure
He
you got it.
chatted on here. Hey, Sean, your co-host. FYI, I'll be home in about 30 minutes.
Okay.
And on computer.
Got you that.
Oh, thank you.
I got a couple of things.
Okay, great. Yeah, this is interesting. I see the keys kind of indestructible.
No. Comes outside. Right there.
Okay.
That's that interactive. No, special pins. There's a pin within a packet.
Okay.
You know, it's a hollow pin, like a tube on the bottom, of a tiny pin. Same thing with the top.
Okay, I'll play with the, thank you, I appreciate it. Get my phones are on silent.
That's up.
I was trying not to take that last job, but it was a loyal customer, a 30-year customer, and I'm like.
I packed everything up this morning before I headed to work. And one thing I forgot was a camera.
Wow.
So Daddy went to Micro Center to pick up another one.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, Micro Center is good.
Yeah, I've been all over today. I've been up to Groesbeck and 15
Wow.
to pick up lumber to head to the job site, literally a mile north, a mile
Okay.
west of here.
A lot of sacrifice. People don't realize the sacrifice we make to get to.
It's like I'm in the middle of building steps and my boss is like, you know, it's like 6:50. I'm like, I know, but I want to get the steps done. Like, it's like, I'm working on it. And I'm like, oh crap, I forgot the camera.
So we officially start online 7 o'clock, right?
Yes.
That's kind of the quote unquote official time.
Move to, where are you? Move to. Today's date is 3/9/3. Two, 9/3.
I was like, your dad loaded us up with guests today. I'm hoping they all show up, but then again, a lot of times they don't always show up.
I've got photos from that email, which I was just told about.
Okay,
The one that you were tagged in as well.
Hey,
yeah.
Sean, can you hear me?
Yep, you're here.
Hey, your microphone's on, just so you guys know.
Yep, I know.
Okay, all right. You guys got everything under control. I'll be home in about 20 minutes.
Cool.
So, all right, cool. As long as you guys got it under control, we'll chat at you later.
Yep, just moving photos that are present or viewed tonight, so. Just getting things ready. There.
Cool. I'll have something if you guys need it. If you don't need it, don't worry about it. And we'll just keep on rolling as usual. Have a good day.
Cool.
I see Aaron has brought us food. He did have to go to an emergency job, so he had to leave real quick, but he did bring food. So it helped me out a lot because last time I had to bring food, he was in Hawaii. So
He was supposed to report on that tonight too.
and he was supposed to bring warmer weather. Is that something? Oh, there he is. We're just talking about you. You didn't bring any warm weather, man. We're disappointed. Yeah, isn't that something? Yeah, this is 3 to 6 inches, something like that. Okay. We'll give you guys about 5 minutes to get something to eat, and then we're going to go ahead and get started. I guess we can do all this pledge of allegiance stuff is on the line, online. Man. And they can see the whole meeting. Normally we do all that before we start, but we can get started. So we'll start in 2 minutes exactly. Okay, we'd just like to welcome everybody to the meeting. We're going to officially call it to order at this point. For those who don't know me, my name is Kelvin Heath, been in LSA for a little while, been in Aloha a little while. I see a couple of familiar faces. I see Jim Maury's here. I see a whole bunch of other faces I haven't seen in a while, so we're happy to have everybody here tonight. I know it's a bit of a press to get here. I know the traffic is crazy on 696 and I-75 and all the other freeways, a lot of construction. So I thank everybody for coming. We're just going to stand up and do our pledge allegiance to the flag at this point. Everybody ready? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Right. So at this point, again, we just want to greet everyone. Also, for those that didn't look at the LSA Reporter, there's a lot of good articles in there, a lot of, it's actually a full newsletter. I actually made a copy if someone wants it. If not, you can just go online to lsamichigan.org and just get a copy of it. I just want to also just give condolences to Jim Hancock's family. He was a Aloha educational director. So at this point, we're just going to have a quick moment of silence for him. I know he was a director for many years. All right. So at this point, we have a full schedule today. As you can see, there's a couple of guests. We've got a couple more coming. So I just wanted to acknowledge a few people. So secretary's report, I did get a call from Meredith, and she said she wouldn't be able to do the secretary reports tonight. Okay, yeah, so I see Steve also sent the treasurer's report. At this point, we have, as of February 28th, we have $6,067.16. That's our treasurer's report. So it's been a motion to approve the treasury report. Been moved in second. All in favor? Any opposed? The motion carries. Are there any membership committee reports from anyone? I don't know if there's anyone online that has a membership committee report. Have there been any new members? All right. Okay, I see there's been no new members. I don't know if Bill is online. Is there anything concerning education committee? He hasn't came online yet. Okay. Oh, okay. I see the Aloha President Bill Mandelbaum. If you have something you wanted to say at this point in time, we'll give you the floor if you have a few minutes, if you want to say something. Just unmute your mic.
Yeah. Not really. The hardware sales coming up this Friday. Savtech's coming up next month. Everything's going, there's education all over this place if you just want to go to it.
Okay. As far as the lower conventions, can you let us know which ones are coming up? I know we do put that in our newsletter, but we want to kind of emphasize the dates and where there are the conventions that are coming up, the SAFTA and the Lowell Convention.
Okay, SAFTA's next month. I think there's a third week in that thing. I don't see it on the calendar right there. But it should be a third week. Aloha is coming up in August, this first week in August. The automotive thing will be September 14th through the 16th. And if anybody wants to go to Europe, the second week in June will be the ELF, European Locksmith Federation. So if you want to go to Helsinki and see a whole bunch of really interesting locks over there and write it off, it's a good trip.
Yes, I remember I was in Hamburg, Germany, and I saw a lot of profile cylinders there. They're all over Germany. So anybody that's just really want to know about profile cylinders, they're in every store, just about everywhere. And that's one thing I did notice. All right, thank you, Bill. Anything else you want to add?
No, that's about it.
Okay. Well, I see Jim Murray is here. If you have something you want to say to the locksmiths, I know you kind of got out of the business. I kind of alluded to timing is everything in our newsletter. I talked about a lot of locksmiths that are retiring. They are not only retiring, they're actually passing away. So if there may be something you wanted to mention to some of the locksmiths, you can either come up here or I can bring the mic to you, whatever you prefer. I know you've been in the industry a long time. You actually encouraged me to start going to the lower conventions. You said anytime you're not going there, you're further and further behind. And I just remember going to a lot of conventions where I got a lot of good information. So if you could share some words of wisdom, I'll clip the mic on for you and you don't have to speak.
Oh, boy, I get a mic. That's bad news. Well, back in the 70s, one of the members here, Larry, mentioned to me that he had a locksmith school and so forth, that I should come to the locksmith school. Well, that started it. I said, well, if you get the VA, I'll come to it. And he got VA at the locksmith school. And I got out of there. And before that, even I had bought a Mack tool truck, was starting to do stuff out on the road. And the first convention that I went to meet Larry in '77 at was Washington, DC. And I did a job that no other locksmiths wanted to do. Bowling alley locker locks. They had lost all the keys. So I did this job, got a pretty good check for it, did 7 different bowling alleys. Went to Washington DC and I was waiting for Larry to show up, sitting in the lobby. And let me digress. How I did that job, I bought a key machine from Milt Goldman. It's when the key machines were changing. And I bought a Jensen Lockcraft key machine, and that's how I cut all my code keys. But what ended up happening is I got that job, went to Washington. I'm sitting on a couch in the lobby, and there's this gentleman sitting on the couch. And he's teasing me about my beard. He says, locksmiths don't have beards. I says, well, I'm going to change the industry. So I had a beard. I get on the floor, and he was still selling his machine. This gentleman's name was Mr. Jensen Lockcraft. It was just ironic. So in '78, Larry talked me into starting this business. I already had a name, Aaron's Lock and Key, and we were partnered for a couple of years. And he had so many other things going. I had so many things going. We went different ways. And I kept Aaron's Lock and Key going. Ends up 44 years and 5 months later, trying to sell the business, and I ended up selling it to Rich. But one of the biggest things I've always said is you need education. I took every class I could take, and a famous statement of mine is I couldn't afford not to take educational classes and pay for them. You learn from it. I even went to DHI, the Door Hardware Institute, and learned all their stuff. I was able to write specifications that got us big jobs. The guys that worked for me went to Ingersoll Rand classes at the time. Now it's Allergen. We went to the door closer classes. We went to every class you can think of to have the education so you're able to sell. If you don't have the knowledge, you can't sell it. Somebody asked, how did we sell so much medical, or how did we sell so much Primus? It was with education and offering it to the customer. I don't have any much more to say about that. It's been a pleasure being in the industry. I spent 3 months trying to get out of it. I just didn't want to leave that store. You get into something you really enjoy, and you don't want to give it up. But it was time. And one of the members here, Rich, ended up buying the inventory and the name, and I know he'll do very well. He worked with me back before the towers went down. He was 18 years old. The story goes is he was in a school that I went over and talked about locksmithing at when I was asked to come out and talk about different trades. And he heard it, and he's been doing locks since he was a kid. He was able to open up these realtor locks and other things as a kid, and it's just where he wanted to go. So he's one of the new generation, even though we don't have a lot that's out there. And I know he's going to do very well because this is the third name he's got. He started Bright Lock and Key because somebody wouldn't sell to him at the time. He ended up buying Epstein's when Frank got cancer and had to sell in a hurry. And then he ended up buying me. So that's it. It's a great industry, but it's what you make out of it. And the best thing I can say. Well, I'm going to be selling collectibles. I've collected many things in the industry. I have some baseball cards. I'll be doing eBay sales. People say, well, what do you want to do when you retire? Well, I'm 79. And the truth of the matter is, because of having a business, I was able to do pretty much all my list of things I wanted to do in life while I went through life. I mean, a 6-week trip on a Harley Davidson to Alaska and back. You know, most people can't just take 6 weeks and go on a trip. I also tried to, every Aloha convention I went to, I rode my Harley a lot of times to the conventions. When it was in Reno, I went across the Highway 2, down into Frisco, back through the wine countries, through Yosemite, and then into Reno. And from Reno, I went to Sturgis, and then Sturgis home. That was a month. How did I do this? I was in business with my brother. My brother loved hunting. One time he spent 4 weeks up in the North Woods, him and his buddy, hunting, put up a squad tent, and he could take the time he needed to do what he wanted. So I've done all this stuff. I've done the Appalachian Trail when I went to the convention down in Charlotte. It's just something that was allowed me to do what I wanted to do. I don't have anything else that I want to do. I guess my wife and I are going to go up and see the Comet Falls this summer, something that we haven't done. But I've been on any minor and major highway in the United States on Harley Davidson. I have a great wife that says, I don't want to go, but you can go. She did fly to Alaska and ride around with me for 10 days. We ended up going on our honeymoon on a Triumph, only because somebody passed away in her family, and I told her that let's stay in town. The funeral's on Monday, and we'll take off on the Triumphs and go to Niagara Falls instead of going to what we were going to do. 50 years later, we're still together. She put up with me, my rough ways sometimes, but it's been a journey. It's a life's journey. When you're in business and put the efforts forward, you can do things that you wouldn't normally do. And I've been blessed. So.
I have one last question. When are you gonna write your book?
What, how to be a locksmith? You guys know. I was talking to Jim in the last couple of weeks. He's done good. Rich is doing good. Some of these guys are doing good out there, but they also learn and grow. If you don't learn and don't go to Aloha, or even here at this association, I know COVID has caused problems here because you can't have the educational things you had before, but that's where it's at. You need to learn. You can't sell a product if you don't know it. And this trade is no different than any other. The stores are disappearing because most of the guys want to be in a truck and so forth. I remember when plumbers in the 50s and the 60s, so that's telling my age again, had stores. Then they went into commercial buildings and you couldn't go to their stores. Okay, this is what's happening to locksmith. The biggest thing I had in the last year when I told people I was going to be getting out is, what are we going to do? I says, I don't know. How do people handle plumbers? You know, it's part of life. You got to change with the life.
Well, thank you so much for those words of wisdom. Let's give him a hand. I say, enjoy your retirement. Enjoy it. So at this time, I see we have a couple of people online. I see, yes.
Phil or Mark have to go quick. I forgot which one.
Okay. So out of you guys online, which one has to get out first? I know you've got limited time. Anyone want to comment which one has to go first?
This is Phil from Bremen. I'm good. So if somebody's got to go first, that's fine.
Okay. All right. So you want me to call on David or Mark? Okay. Well, Mark, you're up in line.
Until you only have one. And then you're just kind of like, Well, shit, I'm really glad my first week of being a cripple was on vacation, though. I tell you what, last week I was in so much pain that I would not have been able to do what I did today by myself.
I bet.
So I'm just really, really, really glad that it happened on the first day of vacation and not the last day.
Oh, yeah.
I think we have Mark Woodard up next.
Yeah, no, well, I'm glad that's all going good for you.
Should I say-
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, we can hear you. Go right ahead.
All right, I got everything working finally. Hey, John, by the way, I'm Mark Woodard with LaFontaine Automotive Group, and I'm one of the commercial vehicle guys. And John asked me to come on from time to time to talk about changes in the automotive world and that sort of thing. One of the topics that he suggested maybe I talk a minute about anyway was should I or should I not buy extended warranties? And just a few quick things on that. I mean, you know, it's a situation anymore with technology, what it is. And we all know everything is electronic, and it's become harder and harder for our local repair facility to make the repairs needed on some of these vehicles that the different manufacturers have come out with. So, you know, I guess the thing that you have to look at is if you can stand out-of-pocket repairs down the road with age, we all know age and wear, things can happen. And if you can stand those out-of-pocket repairs, then the extended warranties are probably not the thing to look at. You know, if you're okay with that, but understand too that, you know, with the difference in technologies, labor rates, parts costs, and all that sort of thing have gone up because of the different troubleshooting equipment and all that thing required these days to maintain these vehicles. So maybe some advice on extended warranties, though. I know that, you know, we all get this literature in the mail and so forth, and emails and all that. Your warranty is about to expire, and you know, you need to buy an extended warranty today and all that sort of thing. Well, the only problem with that is a lot of those warranty companies are, let's say, less than reputable. In my mind, I say that you if you're considering it, then you should look at, you know, the manufacturer's extended warranties that they offer. Yes, you're somewhat in cases bound to dealing with, let's say you bought a GM product and you buy a GM extended warranty, then you're somewhat bound to go back to a GM facility for that. But by the same token, there are some warranties that will, manufacturer's warranties, that will allow you to get them repaired at other than GM facilities. So that's kind of one point. You know, be advised, if you buy an extended warranty, buy it directly from a manufacturer rather than from a warranty company that's not affiliated. And you can usually tell the difference when you get that advertising in the mail about the warranties. It's going to have either a GM logo on it or a Ford logo, and that'll help you make a determination as to whether they are a legitimate entity or not. And of course, you can call your local dealer that you do business with, and they'll be happy to get any information you might need on extended warranties. The other thing to kind of understand about extended warranties are that they have different levels of coverage that they offer. So don't necessarily think that you have to spend the tall dollars to get to something similar to bumper. There are levels of warranty that cover just the powertrain, and then you can jump up into some of the base care warranties, and then into the premium care warranties if you wish. And they're all rated or based on the number of years that you'd like to have that vehicle covered, and the number of miles that you feel you're going to put on that vehicle over that time period. It's not like there's a fixed, one fixed price, one fixed coverage for any of those warranties. So just kind of be prepared for that. And then also, again, if you're inquiring about them, ask what is included. I know that in all the Ford warranties anyway, when you purchase an extended warranty, you also get things like roadside service, which will help also unlock your vehicle in the event the keys are locked in it. Which you guys may not want to hear, but it's there. And also, there's even when you're out of town, you find yourself in a situation, you're broken down. There's even lodging assistance involved in a lot of those warranties also. So they're very flexible. And again, I think that for me, the main reason is that you're going to avoid those large out-of-pocket type expenses as far as repairs on the vehicle, should it ever come to that. So those are kind of my thoughts on extended warranties. If anyone has any questions about those, I'll certainly try and answer them while I'm here.
So what's considered a high-end price and a low-end price for the warranties?
Okay, if you went, let's say you were considering just covering the powertrain. Powertrain warranties will just usually include the internal components of the engine and the transmission. So it's like for a catastrophic failure. You're looking at probably, again, depending on term and miles, that also is a factor also, but you're looking at probably around $1,800 for an extended warranty that could add, again, depending on how many miles are on the vehicle as you own it now, but that could add as much as 5 years or another 30 to 40,000 in miles on that. And of course, we pretty much all know you go to replace an engine anymore, depending on what it is and whether you get a long block or a short block, a reman or a new, you can be talking, $6,000-7,000 on a gas motor. So, I would say starting around $1,800. And then if you go up in the coverages, let's say you went clear to a premium care, you're probably looking at around $3,500. But you have to understand again that that's pretty much like a bumper to bumper warranty. So if anything within the vehicle goes wrong, you're pretty much going to be covered. Again, it's the type of thing that, you have to contact us. The two major questions we're going to ask are how many miles are on the vehicle as it is today. And we would need the vehicle identification number in order to go into the pricing system in order to come up with what the manufacturer is charging for that particular type of warranty.
So John, did you hear his question?
I did. 99% of the warranties that we write, as far as the extended warranties, are $100 deductible. Now you can pay, an additional charge to make it a zero deductible situation, but most people opt for $100 deductible. I'm sorry, does it cover what?
A rental car while the vehicle's in repair.
Yes, it does. Again, in most cases, it will, depending on the warranty company. If it's Ford, then it would be covered. And there is a per day allowance on that. And of course, it's not necessarily going to be a commercial vehicle, but it would be at least transportation so that you could continue to carry on somewhat. Good question. I'm going to tell you, it more depends on the size of the vehicle rather than whether it's commercial use or personal use. For instance, if let's say it's out, and again, I'm kind of a Ford guy, so I would say obviously that an Escape is going to be different than, let's say, a Ford F-550, which is a full-blown commercial vehicle.
Now, the other question I had, I know a lot of people are leasing cars now because the price of buying a car has been so unaffordable. Are you seeing most people are leasing for the tax benefits as opposed to buying the vehicle?
Well, there again, there's two ways to answer that question. The first way would be, are you using it commercially or are you using it for a personal use vehicle? Because those are two separate types of leases. For instance, a personal use vehicle, you're going to use it for a prescribed number of miles over a prescribed period of time. And you may have a situation with your accountant if you're trying to use it commercially as far as tax write-offs. That's why Ford and most of the manufacturers have two different types of leases. There's a personal use lease and there's a business lease. The business lease in the Ford case is called a track lease. Now, on a track lease, you decide what that vehicle is, of course, and then generally that lease is written for a 5-year period, and there's no mileage restriction, because the key to the whole thing is you're responsible for 20% of its original value at lease end. Now, that becomes an issue as well. It's not an issue, but the whole decision as to whether to lease or not is going to be primarily up to your accountant or your tax advisor. They have to determine your situation as far as where you're at cash wise and so forth at a given time to determine what your write-off would be if you write off 100% or a percentage during a given year. Or if you write off on a lease, you can write off 100% of the payment every month for the term of the lease. Again, you have to understand that on that type of lease, you're going to be responsible for the 20% lease end value. Now, you could sell that vehicle at the end of the lease for more than 20% and then just pay off the leasing company that 20. You can turn it back into the leasing company, but the situation you can run into there is that they're going to take it to auction. And at 20% over a 5-year period, it still should be worth more than that 20%. If they sell it at auction and it's less, then you're going to end up owing the difference. What we find most of the track lease or business customers do is they will track lease and then they'll buy it themselves at the end of the lease because they know how it's been maintained. Usually there is still life in that vehicle, depending on, again, how many miles you put on it and so forth. There's still value in that vehicle. So they'll just go ahead and buy it out. But again, the decision as to, whether to buy or lease and that sort of thing, to me, is more up to your accountants or your tax advisors.
Okay.
Did that kind of answer the question there?
Yes. Thank you so much. Are there any other? He's mentioned about inventory commercial wise. What's your inventory looks like?
Well, that's a good question. Right now, we're still suffering from the fact that the manufacturers are not able to keep up with demand as far as commercial vehicles. There are certain products, and I could speak from the Ford line or Ford lane, that there are certain products that we can't even order because the manufacturers are basically oversold for the production slots that they have for the balance of the model year. So the only way we're able to obtain vehicles right now is that there were a number of customers that said, okay, they jumped on the bandwagon early and they ordered, instead of maybe 1 or 2 vans that they would normally order, they ordered more. And in some cases, they haven't had the need for more. So those that they don't take will end up on dealers' lots for sale. And that's van, for example. If you're looking in terms of, say, the Ford Super Duty vehicle, the F-250 pickups and up, it's a situation with those. They started production on the 23s in January, and they have not released the first one. There seem to be some issues there that have not allowed them to release them to the dealers at this point. And, you know, here they started January 1, basically. And here we are in March, and we haven't received any. So they're still very scarce. And it's gotten to the point too, even if you looked at pre-owned, the commercial vehicles are that are low mileage and good condition and all that sort of thing, they're very hard to come by also. So it's kind of you have to kind of search. We are a bit on the fortunate side with LaFontaine that, for instance, we have 5 Ford dealers here in Michigan. They're all commercial. They all have commercial departments. So there are a number of vehicles that have been ordered by all of us that, you know, again, there'll be a cross section of those that will be available. Again, it's kind of a sporadic thing, but we've been able to help a lot of people because of the number of dealerships that we have. Of course, we also have other brands. We have GM stores, we have Chrysler stores. So we do have availability as far as product through those stores also.
Well, thank you so much. Are there any other questions for Mark?
Used vehicle. So many of us are retiring out of this stuff. What we do with our vehicles, can we set a high dollar for them because of the prices, or we just have to, is the blue book accurate, or how does that work?
Can you do me a favor and repeat that? I apologize. I can't hear.
He's referring to used vehicles. What's the value of the used vehicles? Because he's saying a lot of people are retiring, turning in their used vehicles. I'm sure there's a lot of factors that determine what you guys would give for, but he's just kind of in general saying, you know, if you had a used vehicle and you want to turn it in, what's the process, turnover time, value, that kind of stuff. Blue book values, that kind of stuff.
Well, I would say, you know, right now the values are running a little bit higher than normal. But then again, also, you have to look at the condition, the miles, and that sort of thing. And keep in mind that, you know, replacement part availability is getting tougher. You know, even tire costs have increased and all that sort of thing too. So a dealer, when they look at a used commercial vehicle, they're going to scrutinize it pretty heavily and try and determine what they're going to have to do to it to make it a viable product for another commercial user. Because I mean, again, let's face it, if it's been used commercially, then the market for it is going to be a commercial user the second time around. So, I mean, for values, again, we do the very best we can at pre-owned commercial vehicle values, but it is something that we kind of have to look at on a case-by-case basis. You really can't use the books anymore because even the banks are starting to tighten up as far as what they'll loan on a commercial vehicle. So yeah, I mean, we're buying when we feel we're getting a credible piece. We're buying both off the curb and from auctions. We're not afraid of commercial vehicles. But again, it's on a case-by-case basis. The numbers are higher than they have been, but yet I think that the more availability as far as new, it's going to drive the market down on commercial also. And again, some of the manufacturers are starting to roll a few vehicles off the line, but it's just not at a rapid enough pace at this point to keep up with demand.
Well, thank you so much. It sounds like the voice of experience talking right there.
Well, I've been at it a little while. Let's put it that way.
Okay, well, we appreciate your time. I'm sure they have your contact information where if anyone wants
They
to
do.
reach out to you. And we appreciate the years you sponsored LSA's dinner, and we thank you for your time.
Well, thank you very much for having me on tonight.
Okay, at this time, we're going to transition to Becky, Jennifer, and David. I think you guys are a team. Okay, all right. Well, let's start with Becky with alarm lock, and then we'll go to Jennifer and David from General Lock and is it Wesco? I keep getting the name mixed up. I keep Annixter, but it's Wesco. Okay, go right ahead, Becky. If you want to come up, that's fine. I think it's still on. Okay.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. My name is Becky Rozewski. I'm with AWA Reps, and I am your local alarm lock rep for your area. I'm sure you're familiar with it. To give you my background, 12 years in security, about a year into locks and alarm lock. So site visits, any type of quotations that you need help with, let me know. We have classes coming up first week of April in East Lansing in Ohio. So I'll give you my card if you're interested in going into that. That will be our air access training. What that is cellular-based access control. What does that mean? That means you're not bogging down or going into their network. There's RMR also included into that. And that is with our Starlink radios that we have via the gateway. So we do have that. And then IDN, we also have a show coming up next week, Friday. And that's also introducing the air access and the DL windows. Again, I'll give you my card. Please join us. Andy Phelps is our trainer, fantastic guy. If you have time next Friday or the beginning of April, love to see you. And please spread the word. And then that's about it. So next month I'll have more if you let me, and then I can bring some samples. Yes, so we have in person or online. Due to COVID, we can do more webinars, but Andy Phelps, he travels everywhere. So we can do that, or even as a rep firm, we can also do that here. So we can even use, Annixter if you purchase from Annixter, or IDN, we can also purchase or go through their facilities. So, and any questions, let me know. I'll give you my card before we leave, but please reach out, and I appreciate your time. Oh, yeah.
Great job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, now we have Jennifer and David. Looks like David he's from General Lock, and he has an exit device he wants to talk about. Okay. Come right up.
You all know who I am, Jennifer with Wesco. We took some time out today. This is David Kronk. He is in Colorado. Is that where you are, David? Oh, you're on mute.
Yep, Colorado.
Okay, so I'm going to let him take the floor. He is the expert on our General Lock product.
It says the host is disabled participant screen sharing.
You already have wings in it? Okay.
Yeah, but can I share the screen? It looks like it's disabled.
I'm going to make you co-host now, David. You should be able to share screen now.
Thank you, sir.
Sorry for any other inconvenience that before I logged out of my phone. I thought I turned it off. I shut Zoom off, but I had to take a very important phone call.
Oh yeah, no worries.
So if that broadcasted in, I apologize. Sorry about that. I'm trying to make all the technology work, but you should be able to screen share now.
There we go. All righty. Let me pull that up. All righty. Can you see the screen? Looks like
Yep.
it.
Yes.
Very cool. So I want to talk a little bit about General Lock tonight. And I guess the first thing I'd like to just kind of go over real quickly is who's Wesco anyway? So actually Wesco is is an abbreviation for Westinghouse Electric Supply Company. George Westinghouse actually started this company in 1869. George Westinghouse actually, one of his first inventions was the inventor of the railway air brake. So every train car across the country now has actually his invention, which was the railway air brake. He was a pioneer of AC power distribution, interestingly enough. So he helped to invent what we know now as our power grid, and being able to bring power throughout a city or was actually throughout the country. Also, he didn't invent AC power, but he also, with some of his engineers like Tesla and Lamb and Stanley, actually invented the transformer, the AC transformer. So we use that quite a bit now in our industry for low voltage. That was all part of the industry's his inventions that he did. So Wesco, Westinghouse Electric Supply Company, actually started a distribution company in 1922 to distribute all the electrical infrastructure hardware that they had designed and invented. And so Wesco actually is a 101-year-old company, which is kind of cool. You know, well, where a lot of Corbin and Russwin and Yale and all those folks were inventing door hardware, Westinghouse was inventing electrical power distribution, and that's where Wesco is today. We're still a electric supply distribution company. Of course, we've expanded quite a bit on the Wesco side into the whole security part of the industry, right? And so that's kind of where Wesco stands. Of course, Wesco bought Annixter. That's where Annixter came from. So bigger fish swallowing up a little bit smaller fish. And then before that, Annixter had purchased Clark Security Products and Triad and some other security companies. But as you think of Wesco, you know, they've been around quite a long time, and it's kind of the history of them. But from General Lock, let's talk about General Lock a little bit. And there's some advantages of, pull this over here, there we go, of General Lock. Now, the product is all very high quality, so it exceeds industry standards. So if the same testing that are used to test all grade 1 locks, so all the ANSI testing is all that same testing goes into every single product that General Lock has. If it's a grade 1 product, it's tested to 1 million cycles. Or if it's a grade 2 product, 500,000 cycles, and it goes through that same testing. High quality product. It's a wide array of product as well. So it's the products that you use the most. If you think about the products that you use on a regular basis, the top 20, 30% of products that you use, General Lock has a solution for that. We've got it on the shelf. I know that's been a problem quite recently. You know, a lot of manufacturers and even a lot of distributors have had problems having inventory on the shelf. Well, General Lock is very deeply and very widely stocked. Over $3 million in inventory sitting on the shelf, ready to ship. But most importantly, I think from a profitability standpoint, the pricing is competitive. So the pricing is competitive for you as a locksmith, but you also have the capability of having a competitive price for your customers. As we have seen, so many other manufacturers have prices, you know, last year, golly, I think some of those manufacturers had 3 and 4 price increases. General Lock is pretty stable, but it gives you the ability to provide a high quality product to a customer and give them some value as well. retrofitability. I think I made that word up. But our products can drop in and replace on most applications. Without drilling new holes, you can fit our products right into existing door preps. And we have a pretty good in-house tech support. But so if you have questions about the product or even products in general, most likely our in-house tech support can take care of that for you. So let's look a little bit about General Lock commercial hardware. So I think Jennifer has probably given you all a catalog. So this is our 25th anniversary. So we've been building door hardware and creating value for the locksmith for 25 years this year, which is pretty exciting. Our catalog that you have there in front of you, there's over 1,200 SKUs. So 1,200 different items that we stock and sell. We kind of I just redesigned this catalog to be a little bit different in that it has more than just the product part numbers. It has data sheets, product details, so that when you're looking at it and you're trying to decide the thickness of the door it goes on, or the cylinder prep, or just different things that typically you wouldn't find in a standard catalog, you'll find that within this catalog, so you can get more than that. So it's got more information. This new catalog has over 170 new items. We're constantly growing and expanding the line to make it more valuable to our locksmith customers. Most of our products, in fact, most of our commercial products have a lifetime warranty. And it's a real lifetime warranty, meaning if it breaks and it's under warranty, now if it's a lifetime, it's under warranty forever. If you have a problem with the lock, you can call us up. You can call us up directly. You can call and talk to Jennifer, and we'll take down the information and we send out a replacement. There's no need to return the product. There's no credit or rebilling, no paperwork. We just take care of it. We send you out a new product. And so you can keep doing what you do, which is securing facilities and keeping customers safe, and we'll take care of the other part for you. And as we go on, if you have any questions, I can't see you, but if you have questions, you can stop me and I can answer those questions. So as we go through these couple of slides, anything that's in yellow is new for 2023. So for levers and knobs, and actually if you're looking in the catalog, that's starting on around page 6. So grade 1 levers. So every standard function and finish, there's probably about 35 different functions for cylindrical lever sets. Most of those are used quite rarely. The top 7 or 8 is what we stock, and that's because that's what you all use the most, right? So that's what we're stocking. That's what you use on an everyday basis. Different keyway preps. So standard Schlage C keyway, which our lever sets will fit just about any standard replacement cylinder. So General Lock has a full line of replacement cylinders, and they'll drop right into those levers. SFIC prep, so small format interchangeable core and large format Schlage. That's today. Probably by the middle of this year, we'll also have large format removable core Corbin and Sargent. So those are being finishing up in production. So we should see those at about mid-year. Also, for cylindrical locks and mortise locks, we have electrified. They also can be electrified. Our cylindrical locks also have a request to exit built right into them. So if you're doing electronic access control for and using electrified locks, our electrified locks are top grade. They work really well. Deadbolts, of course, as you notice this here, you see in US 19, so that's a matte black finish. And that was quite interesting. I'd spent quite a few time out seeing different customers last year, and that was one of the requests that we had quite a bit, is that black hardware is starting to become a standard. It's in some areas, it's like the new brushed chrome. So those products, we're bringing those products in, and we'll have grade 1, grade 2 hardware, mortise locks. We'll have all of that within a matte black finish. Nah, not the mortise lock. Sorry. Mortise lock, and we have our mortise lock is like Ford. Any color you want, as long as it's stainless steel. So, and our mortise locks are designed. Our purpose for the mortise locks was not to be a full line mortise lock manufacturer, but just to be able to do the break fixes and the standard locks that you would find where you're just doing replacements. For our mortise locks, at the center to center is 3 7/8, so that would be a drop-in. Same for a Schlage format. Any questions on that? Cool. We also came out this past year with a grade 2 tubular lever. So sometimes you need something that is for interior offices, or you have an application where you need to have a smaller rows because it's a 2 3/8 back set or something to that effect. Well, that's where the tubular lever comes in. It's very similar in design to a Schlage S series. So that's a great way if you have a customer that has a very specific need, or is price conscious but needs a lever set that they can still feel confident from a commercial standpoint. We also do branded cylinders. So if you're thinking about adding your name onto either cylinders or keys, we have the capability of doing that. From a cost standpoint, there's no upcharge for the cylinders. So if whatever price you're currently paying from Wesco for standard mortise cylinders, rim cylinders, it's the same cost. So there's no upcharge. The die charge is between $200 and $300, and we cover that as well. So there's no die charges either. So it gives you the capability of being able to put your company information on cylinders and not have extra costs for that. Same with the key blanks. There's no upcharges. There's no die charges for those either.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
So you're saying there's no additional charge for those branded cylinders?
Correct.
That is amazing, and I think you just got yourself a new customer.
So there's always a catch.
Okay, let's hear it.
No, the only catch is for the cylinders from the factory, it requires 200 cylinders.
Not a problem.
But they can mix and match those, right? So as long as we have 50 per SKU, you can do 50 rim, 50 mortise, different finishes. We'll mix it however you like.
That's
And so
awesome. That's really cool. I really appreciate that. That's awesome. I will be placing an order for that soon.
Nice. Thank you. Key blanks, same with that. There's no upcharge and cost for that. Even with that, you'll find that from a brass do not duplicate type key blank, we're probably the lowest priced key blank out there. And again, there's no upcharges. The cost for the key blanks, I think the only catch for that one, if you will, is it's 3,000 key blanks. But if you're doing SC1s or something to that effect, you're probably burning through those pretty quick as well anyway. We also have restricted key systems. So, there's definitely a place for for Medico and Primus, and that's high security key control, right? So there's pick resistance, drill resistance, but there's sometimes when your customer, they just need to prevent someone from duplicating keys, from going to the local hardware store, or for crying out loud, the key me robot in the grocery store, right? So we have restricted key systems. We have 6 different keyways, which include ram, mortise, key and lever, and large format IC cylinders. And what we do with that, we restrict how we sell the key blanks. So when we sign up a customer for that, we have them fill out a contract, and the contract basically says a couple of things. One, you won't sell key blanks, which we wouldn't do. We won't cut keys for systems that we didn't originate. And that just, we do a pretty good job of spreading out those keyways, but sometimes there is some crossover. So we just rely on the ethics of our customers to say, hey, look, I'm not going to cut something that wasn't mine. And the third thing is all we ask is that you stamp your keys with something that we can identify that's your key, right? Either shop name or a phone number or something to that effect. So the cylinders, or the keys cut on standard Schlage depths and spaces. And then for our small format interchangeable core, we have 2 different restricted keyways, and those use standard small format interchangeable core best type pins. So great way to be able to add key control, give your customer a little bit of extra security. Also, kind of gets some return business back to you, because then that customer is locked into you, because they have to come back to you for keys or service to your locks. There is a buy-in. Typically it's $750 dealer cost buy-in. But I know the guy who manages that would be me. And my main concern is that you just use the product, very flexible on buy-ins. And if Jennifer makes a deal with you for a buy-in, I'll support whatever she does. So there you go with that. Of course, we have all standard cylinders, cores, and key blanks, and all the different types of housings, whether it's large format Schlage, small format IC. Soon, we should have some other large format removable core housings as well. And same way with all the cylinders, large format, small format IC. On all our cylinders, we include the operating keys for our large format interchangeable cores. We do things a little bit differently. We include 2 key blanks, so they're not 1-bitted, they're 0-bitted key blank, and we include the control key with them, because that's something that typically you're out on a job and, man, I need the control key to be able to rekey those. Well, we include that with every cylinder. One of the things that was kind of interesting, so on our new 9000 series exit devices, which I'll talk about in a minute, our trim is both classroom and storeroom. And how we make it a storeroom is we just use, you see these cams down in the bottom, these dual-legged cams on the bottom. We just use that cam. So when you turn it, you unlock it, but when you turn it back, the other leg of the cam locks it back up. Well, wouldn't you know that that same method works for just about any other trims as well. So we've actually had quite a run on locksmiths just buying the cams because it has the capability of being able to convert in a lot of cases classroom function trims into a storeroom function trim just by adding the cam or switching the cam out. So a lot of folks, especially this ED90 cam that goes on standard mortar cylinders, we've actually had a run on them. We've got thousands of them on order because they're going out as fast as they're coming in. So for exit devices, for quite a while, and if you've worked with General Lock at all, you know our ED2300. It's a great grade 1 exit device. I feel it's more like a backdoor exit device. It's a painted finished exit device. I would call it standard duty, and it's got a 10-year warranty on it. But we now come out with our new device. It's our ED9000 and our EDX9000, and this is the same footprint as a Von Duprin 99. So in fact, you can bolt that up to the same door prep as the 99, not have to drill any holes. The ED9000 series is a very light touch exit device, so it's intended that way because it is for applications where it requires ADA accessibility. So it's got a very light 5-pound pressure push pad, and we're selling a lot of those on the West Coast, California especially. We also came out with the EDX9000 series, and that's a standard pressure push pad. With the EDX9000, we have rim devices. Very soon, we'll have the fire rated device and also a vertical rod device. So all three of those EDX 9000 series, we're expecting, I would say, mid to late April, they'll be in stock as well. And of course, you notice there in the yellow, we're starting to do those in black finishes. Now for our closers, we have 3 different series of closers. The CX5000 series closer is very similar, well, same hole pattern as a Norton 1600. The CX7000 series is the same footprint as a Yale or a Norton 8000 series, and then the CX9000 series is the same footprint as an LCN 4040 XP. But on that 9000 series, we do things a little bit differently in that all the valves are on the front side of the exit device. So if you're making all the adjustments, or once you install it, if you're using it as a parallel arm, you don't have to take it back off to adjust those, to adjust that parallel arm. They're all adjustable power 1 through 6. They all have back check, and the 9000 series also has delay function as well. Lifetime warranty on the closers. If those quit working or leak within forever, you call us up. We ask you to take a picture of the serial number just so we can keep track of it, and we send you out a new one. We have a full line of storefront locks and hardware. So anything for aluminum frame glass doors, including the closers, push paddles, levers, hook bolts, swing bolts, dead latches, all the product that can go on storefront or aluminum frame glass doors. One of the things that we do a little bit differently on all our locks, every lock currently has 4 face plates in them. So flat and radius, aluminum, and Duranautic face plates. So you've got 4 face plates in the box. So you don't have to think about, oh gosh, what finish do I need the lock? It's already in there. Within the next couple of months, there'll be 6 face plates in the box, and that will include the black face plates as well. For new design, we're coming out with on a concealed closers. Some places in the country use them, some places don't. But we also have one that's coming out that's ADA rated. So it's about a size 2, but it will meet the requirements of 8.5 pounds of opening pressure. So, and you'll find for storefront hardware, very competitively priced, which allows you to make more money in your pocket, right? For builders hardware and padlocks, so we have a full line of builders hardware today. It's not really a big secret. All our builders hardware is made by Donjo, and we did that on purpose. We did have an opportunity to go to some of our overseas manufacturers to make our flat goods, but we decided to keep that in-house and to support small business here in the U.S. So all of our flat goods, all our builders hardware is all made by Donjo. And then for padlocks, all our padlocks are tested and graded. They're 10-year warranty on all our padlocks. SFIC, LFIC. We now have LFIC, Corbin, and Sargent, which is unusual. There's really not a whole lot of other opportunities or other types of padlocks. If you have Corbin or Sargent, a lot of times you're having to buy the original. Well, now we have a solution for that as well. And for all our rekeyable padlocks, they have a patented quick change shackle feature, so you can switch out those shackles without taking the padlock apart, which is a great feature as well. And so I think that's it for our presentation. We have our tech support number. It connects directly to one of the top locksmiths and tech support in the country. That'd be me. And so you can reach me just about any time. And so kind of a thing for that is general lock, maximum availability. We have it on the shelf. We have the 7 regional warehouses, including our largest warehouse actually today is in Chicago. We actually made the move. It was San Diego was our largest branch, our largest stocking warehouse, and we moved all of it, all our excess center of the country, which is great for you all because now you've got the largest supply warehouse right within your backyard. And then maximum profitability, we have competitive pricing, single discount off of MSRP. You can get our retail price list. Jennifer can let you know what discount you get, and you can be able to figure out pricing for all of our products very easily, and maximum reliability, right? Industry leading warranty, no hassle replacements. Thank you very much. Does anybody have any questions?
Well, thank you so much, David. We appreciate that display that you put on there, the presentation. There's a lot of things that I wasn't aware that General Lock offered, which I'm glad you explained a lot of it, but we do have Jennifer's information. We have your information. We appreciate you very much, and thank you so much.
You betcha.
All right. So before I call on Phil Aegis, I want to call on Corey Friedman from California. I see you've been hanging on a little while. You're from the Security Locksmith Association. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm the executive director of the Security Locksmith Association. It doesn't cost anything to join. We have a monthly meeting also, but I also own the California Institute of Locksmithing, which is one of the few licensed schools in the United States. So we have all kinds of programs. We have online, in person, and now we're on the road too. So yeah, but I think I'm here for a different reason than to talk about that.
Okay, well, I have tuned into some of your, I guess it's a monthly meeting that you have?
Right, it's the third Wednesday of the month. It's at 5 o'clock Pacific time. So that'd be 8 o'clock East Coast. And you know, we just try to share information. We usually have a speaker. This next week we have John Dean from Dean Safe, who's been in it forever. And so he's going to talk about ratings and things that you need to know as a locksmith without having to be a safe expert.
Okay, so from what I understand, you're doing a display of some kind today or a demonstration?
Yeah, I want to, yeah.
Okay, go right ahead.
Okay, so what I want everyone to do is, you know, a lot of times we get paid in cash. So what I want you is I want to show you some interesting stuff that people don't know about money. Now, a lot of you say, oh, I know about the strip going through and I know about the, you know, you hold up the light and you see something, but I'm not sure how many people are there live, but I want whoever you can take out a bill, any bill. And I'm going to show you some unique stuff that I'm positive you don't know about. And so this way you can check your counterfeit bills. So let me know, you know, when people have a bill out so you can actually see it. Okay. Is there any, now you have live people there, right? Oh, okay, there's another 20. So we have at least one person making money. Usually I see a $1 bill. Okay. So what I want you to notice is if you look closely to the paper, you'll see little threads and they're multicolored threads. And I don't know if you can see that, but I'm going to actually take one of these threads out for you. Okay. So what I'll do is the best way to do is to roll up the bill. I'll sit back just a little bit like that. And then you grab the side. Okay. You grab the side and you pull up and one of these threads will come out. Can you see that one? Is it hard to on the screen? Here, I'll set it down. I'll get another one. Watch carefully. You got to watch really. Can you see that one? Okay. So we have all the,
see that one.
oh, you can. Okay, good. So we have these
Very colorful.
Yeah, we have these multicolored threads that are in the bill. I'll just place that over front right now. And now if I was borrowing the bill, I would give back the bill because it would be counterfeit. It doesn't have the threads in it. Okay, now I'm going to put it back and we'll just show you, in case some of you actually pulled out your threads, I'll show you how to put it back. Just kind of wrap it around your finger. You grab this, you tuck it back in. Now I'm going to tell you how this works. This works on what's called the blink syndrome. And what that means is when you blink, that's when I do it. Okay, so don't blink. I can already tell somebody doesn't believe me. Okay, so you push it back in. All right, that's good. You go like this, and it's gone. Did anybody see it disappear? Okay. Well, if you did, you were wrong because it didn't disappear yet. Okay. So we'll poke it in. And it's good to push it into it really tight. Okay. Because once you get it in tight, that's how you do it. But anyway, then you slowly open it up. And now you have a legitimate bill again. Okay. So when you're taking cash as a locksmith, just kind of check those things and make sure that you're not getting ripped off. Okay, just a thought. Okay. So another thing, I'm going to see if I can switch cameras here. Now I'm not getting any feedback. So is there somebody else out there besides David and Bill?
It's amazing.
Oh, yeah, we're here.
Okay, you're here. Okay. So, you know what? I need a volunteer. John, are you available?
Yes, John is available.
Okay. So we'll use John because I think everybody trusts him and a lot of people know him. Bill also, I know, so we might have him do one. But I have an envelope here. Okay.
I'll try my best.
Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set the envelope back here for right now. You can see it back there. I'm gonna take this deck of cards. It's an invisible deck of cards. I'm gonna throw it out in the camera. And John, would you catch it? Okay, here we go. Tell me when you got it. Oh, there you go. Okay, now what I want you to do is go ahead and mix up the cards. Okay, wait, John, take them out of the box first. Okay, and I want you to take out one card and show everybody, don't show me. Okay, so you have to turn the cards around so the back are towards me. Oh, look at that, he's covered up the screen. Okay, you pick out one card, show everybody, and then put it back in the deck. Okay, and you can keep the cards as a souvenir, okay? But this envelope has been back here the whole time. So I'm going to take the envelope back. You picked any card, you put it back in the deck. Wouldn't it be incredible if it matched the card in here? Would that be incredible? All right, okay, so what is the card that you picked?
7 of spades.
Okay, so if I pull this card out and you see the 7 of spades, you would probably accept me as your Lord and Savior, right? Well, maybe not go that far, but here we go. The 7 of spades, right? The 7 of spades is right around, right there. See that? The 7 of spades. Can you see it?
If you hold it still.
Well, I stopped drinking today, so I don't know if I can. So your card, the 7 of spades, was in the envelope. Okay, let me put it away. I'm going to put the envelope away. And as I put it away, I just want to make sure I get in. I'll try better next time. Oh, wait a minute. That was, oh, there was, okay. I'm sure there's roars of laughter back there that I can't hear. Let's do one more. And I'm going to pick Bill because Bill's on the screen. And I'm going to pick a couple other people. So I'll let you verbalize for me. What we're going to do is a card trick. Okay. But it's not like a normal card trick. What I want someone to do who's live in person at the meeting, I want you to, John, who should we pick? And, you know, maybe we'll use David also.
Well, let's pick somebody who doesn't usually get involved. John, come on up.
And he doesn't have to come up. You can translate for him.
No, he can come up. He comes up. He's a big boy. He can get up here. Well, here's the camera. I'll give him my microphone. And after you're done, Corey, I'd like to talk a little bit about all of the groups that we're kind of in our own consortium now.
Right.
And SLA being one of them. So I'll talk more about that. So don't go away afterwards.
Okay, I won't.
Microphone.
Okay. So what's your name?
John?
Don? Okay, so Don. Oh, John. Okay, so John, Bill, and David have a chance to win some money. Do you like that idea?
Sure.
Okay, I don't see very much enthusiasm by anybody. You have a chance to win some money, so this is important. I'm going to set this over here just for right now. But John, we're going to play a card game that is not in any casino or anything that you might have played before. And what I want you to do is I want you to picture you're in front of a door and you're getting ready to go into this big card room. Are you there?
Yep.
Okay. You open the door and you walk in and there's a dealer with 2 decks on the table. And one deck has all the number cards from a regular deck and the other has all the picture cards. Okay, so ace through 10 and jack through king. All right. And I want you to take one of those 2 piles. Which one are you going to take?
The number cards.
The number cards. I want you to take those cards, put them in your pocket. Okay,
Okay, done.
and you don't have to really do it. It's not like the invisible deck. when you
They're
say-
there, they're there. You
Okay.
made him open the deck, so.
Okay, I see him going like this, and I'm going, whoa, he's getting into it. Okay, so now is there a reason why you took the number cards away?
The reason I took them?
Yeah,
No reason. I just thought I'd take the number card.
you don't have to have a reason. There's no pressure. I don't want you to get nervous.
No,
Okay.
I'm good.
Now we have some other cards left over. And so we have the picture cards. So we have jacks, queens, and kings. Okay. And of the jacks, kings, and queens, I want you to take 2 of them away and put them in your pocket with your other cards. Which ones are you going to
Okay.
take away?
The jack and the queen.
Take the jacks and the queens and put them in your pocket.
All right, done.
Okay. So I'm sorry, which ones did you say?
Jack and the queen.
Okay, so
Jacks
that
and-
leaves what left over?
Wait. The king.
The kings. That's right. I'm just checking your mental capacity at this moment. You're on stage, you're nervous. I want you to take those kings and I want you to toss them over to Bill. Okay? So just toss it
Okay.
through the camera. There you go, Bill,
All
catch
right.
it. So Bill's got the kings now, right? Now, Bill, of the kings, you have 2 different ones. You have the red ones and you have the black ones. Okay? Which ones do you want to take? The red ones or the black ones? And I don't do sign language, so you have to turn on your mic.
Black, like your heart.
Okay, so do you want to keep the black ones or do you want to toss the black ones away? It's up to you.
Keep them.
You're going to keep them, okay? I'm going to pull out my wallet here just because I don't want to have it get lost, but in the effect. But all of you have a chance to win a lot of money. I mean, let's see what happens. But you said the black ones you want to keep?
Mhm.
Okay, so I want you to hand those black ones over to David. Okay, David, go ahead and take the black ones. Of the black ones, I'm sorry, you're keeping the black kings, is that right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay,
So hand me the red ones.
well, he picked to keep the black ones.
Right.
So no, we're keeping the black ones.
Uh-huh.
So, okay, so I'm gonna take, oh, I see, you want him to keep the black ones and you take the red?
Of course.
Okay, I don't mean to be, oh, I gotta hold this up, okay. So you're taking the red ones, okay?
Right.
Now, of the red ones, of the red kings, I had 1 card in my wallet, I'm gonna take this one out. And the wallet's been in front of you the whole time. Of the red kings, I want you to keep one. Do you want to keep the red kings or do you want to keep, excuse me, do you want to keep the red diamonds or the red hearts? Because you chose the red kings.
Heart.
So you're going to take the heart or you're going to give me the heart?
You get the diamond.
I get the diamond. So if this card, after all this breakdown and free choices and last minute changes, if this was the king of diamonds, that would be incredible, wouldn't it?
Could be.
That would be incredible, but I can't do that, okay? Because that would be too incredible. Unless you like incredible and it's the king of diamonds. And we're going to have a poker game right after this meeting that I'm going to be flying into for so that I can make a little extra money.
Oh, no, you're not.
Although I'm not. Okay. Do we have time for one more?
One more.
One more. Okay. This one I'm going to have to switch cameras. I have 2 coins, by the way. Yeah, because I have time for one more front. So I've got a $50 and I've got an English penny. I'm not sure if you're familiar with English pennies or not, but I'm sure you're familiar with $50. I'm going to switch cameras so I think you can see them better. Okay, so can you see the coins okay?
Yes.
All right. There we go. And John or whoever's running the meeting, wait, who was the original person running the meeting? I didn't meet you.
Kelvin Heath.
Okay, what I want you to do is we're gonna play a little game of observation. We have a gold coin and a silver coin. Doesn't make a difference. This is an English penny. This is a $50. I want you to choose one of the two. Which one would you like? And just keep in mind, we're using 2 coins.
The $50.
The $50. Okay, so I'm gonna take the $50 out and we're gonna have, and this is, by the way, before I go any further, this is a pay attention deal. So you have to pay attention to what coins you choose and all that. I'm gonna take this out, put it over here. What's left?
The penny.
No. We have a $50 in an English penny. Okay,
Okay.
I know you weren't paying attention. That's okay. I'll do it again. It's not that hard. I just have to get it lined up with the camera. Okay, pick again, English penny or $50. It's up to you.
$50.
$50. Okay, so we're gonna hold on to the $50. Okay, I'm gonna change it just to mess with you. Take the English penny, put it over here. What's left in my hand?
$50.
No, I said we're using 2 coins. Remember, an English penny. I know what it is. Maybe you're not paying attention. That happens. I'll go a little slower. Okay, I'm going to take the English penny. Okay. This camera is reversed for me, so it's kind of weird looking at the camera and doing it. I'm going to take the English penny and I'll put it over on the side over here. So what's left over here?
The $50.
No, that's
I'm
an
sorry.
English penny. You weren't listening. I was just messing with you. Okay. Okay. I could have had both coins still here, but I didn't want to mess you up this early in the game. Okay. One more time. Sean, no, I'm sorry. What's your name?
Kelvin.
Kelvin. I would like you to name one of the coins.
Mary.
No, English penny or $50.
English penny.
Okay, I'm going to take out the English penny. That's in my right hand. Okay. So what's in this hand here?
The English penny.
No, you're not watching. The $50, the English pennies in the other hand. I'll go slower for you. I have 2 coins, $50 and English penny. Okay. What coins do I have?
$50 English penny.
Oh, now you're following. Okay, I'm going to take one out. I'm taking out the English penny. Okay. What's left over here?
I'm going to switch it up. It's the English penny.
Maybe you're not paying attention. So if you're not going to pay attention, we're not going to do anything else.
Every time I said the other one, it was something else. So you're pretty good at your hands.
I don't know what to tell you. Let's switch back over here. Yeah. All right. So that's it. I would just
Corey,
keep
let me butt in here. I just have to, I want to fill the group in here. They haven't had the experience of participating with SLA, and I greatly appreciate the diversity that Corey has, because he puts fun to locksmithing. And he's got locksmithing magic that he does on a regular basis, and this sort of thing as well. So that's greatly appreciated. And I don't know if you want to do another thing or not, but for sake of time, we are going to be running out of time shortly. So I'm going to cut it short a little bit, but I do want to add a couple of things if I could. Sean, can you pull up the email blast, the most recent one, or any of the recent ones?
Can I leave you with one parting thought before
Yes.
Okay, it's just a parting thought. There you go. It's a parting thought. I don't have to say it out loud. It's just a thought. Okay, go ahead. Thank you very much for having me.
Okay, thank you. The consortium that we keep talking about consists of about 5 or 6 different groups, 7 groups now. If you're ever looking for education, not formal classes, but just learning things, it seems like every night there's can be something coming up, and now LSA is getting on board and sharing some of those, which would include, as Corey mentioned, the second Wednesday of each month. LSA is obviously the second Thursday, no, I'm sorry, third Wednesday of each month. LSA is the second Thursday of each month. I still said that wrong. SLA is the third Wednesday of each month. LSA, you know, is the second Thursday. But every Monday, there's something with Wayne, with the Locksmith Live. And then there's another item on the first Monday from Wayne's group with Locksmith United. And what am I missing? There's a Saturday morning with, and I don't think, I don't see him up on the screen. Saturday morning, and I forget which Saturday morning it is, but it's in that email blast, Sean. So is there anybody here or up on the screen that does not get the email blast? Hearing nothing, that
I
means,
think I get yours. I don't get the others. But also, I go by Security Locksmith Association because people get the letters mixed up.
right. Well, if you're dyslexic, you'll get one of us. So it's, the bottom line is, these are there for our use as a consortium. We're all entitled to help participate in any of them we want to. So by all means, take advantage of them. All the links are directly in there. Click them. Once you're in the, most of them are Zoom, some are different, but they're all there for us in for any point of the time. So there. Anything else about that? But Phil, are you there still? Okay, Bill Mandelbaum, I don't want to let you off the hook. You get off the hook too easily these days. There was 3 things that you oversee, and you mentioned one, but you didn't really capitalize on the other 2. There are 3 major events that ALOA does every year, and those are the expos. Can you tell us the 3 of them and what a person can expect if they attend each one of them?
Well, the one coming up next month is Safe Tech, which is purely safe education. They have classes, anything from opening to repairing, moving, anything to do with safes. Then you go into the summer, which is a standard LOA convention, which is all sorts of classes. I have a little bit of automotive, a little bit of safes. Occasionally have business classes. Those aren't real well attended, but they're great. If you ever get a chance to take one, definitely take one. Manufacturer stuff, then they have the show that has all the latest products that are coming out. In September, we will have the first one of the automotive division. And if any of y'all have ever been to Just Cars, this is going to be very much like Just Cars. There's going to be education on the showroom floor. They're required, anybody that has a booth, they're required to have some education on the floor there. And they'll also have 2 days of classes that you can take at the same time. This is the first year it's ever been on, because so far we've had Just Cars and they did a fabulous job of education. But this spring was their last one. So ALOA's taking that over and expanding it to make more automotive education. And it'll be everything from EPROM to readers to programmers, anything to do with cars. That's about it. Let John have it back.
Thank you so much, Bill. Thank you, Corey. I think I spoke with you, Corey, on one of the meetings. I think we were the only 2 that took the Foley bell saw course.
Oh.
I remember talking about that. Not too many people have taken that before, but we took the Foley bell saw course years ago where you have to mail in the lessons. They mailed it back to you, that kind of thing. But I appreciate the humor. Sometimes the meeting gets a little dry, so the humor actually helps out a lot and it gets a little long. So we appreciate you. Appreciate you, Bill. Look forward to seeing you at the LOA convention and other events. And I appreciate everybody here in our meeting live as far as being physically here, because we do have some food here. It's pretty much gone, so you guys missed out on the pizza and all that good stuff. But appreciate everybody hanging in here. And I would just say, definitely support our vendors. We want them to stay around. We want to support them, so definitely support them. I have to apologize to Phil Aegis. I think he was on for a while, so maybe he had some other things to do, but maybe we'll get him on next month. And also apologize to Bob. I want to give him a plug for the upcoming show that IDN Hardware Sales is having. So our meeting went a little bit longer, but we did cover a lot of materials. Anything else anybody wanted to bring up, or anything burning on their heart they want to share? Because I know we're running a little bit out of time. It's going to be at I think it's the Novi Expo Center. Yes. Yeah, I was trying to see if I had another. I don't think I have a flyer on me, but maybe John may have a flyer to let. But that's a Novi Expo Center, from what I understand. Okay, he's got a flyer right there. So they're offering some classes and things like that. So, yeah. Corey, go right ahead.
Yeah, I was told that you guys were going to send Bill, David, and I and Wayne a slice of pizza. Is that not true anymore?
Well, knowing that we've got a big storm coming here in Michigan, it'll probably be ice cold by the time it gets to you guys.
Okay, maybe next time.
Yeah, so we're expecting about 8 inches of snow. I know you, Corey, you're in California, so you don't even see this kind of stuff. And Bill, you're pretty close to us in Bowling Green, so you may see some of the snow, but we're kind of storing up for this winter storm that they say is coming. So, they pay the weatherman a lot of money, but most of the times he's wrong, but hopefully he's wrong on this one, because we just went through a big snow last week and a lot of power outages. So we're not looking forward to it, but we're in Michigan, so we can expect 4 seasons all in one day. So I want to thank you guys. I think at this point, if there's nothing else, we're going to pretty much close out. And we thank everybody for coming and being at this meeting, and we'll see you at the next meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we covered a lot of ground. Okay.
Well, I noticed on the way to supper, they've already blined the streets up here. So
wow. Okay.
They're expecting it.
You want to do business cards, numbers, however you want to do it. We do have some items up here. Yeah. So we've got 4 Ilco catalogs. We've got a HL Flake, it's like some sort of pin tray. What else we have up here, Jennifer?
Some knobs
Okay.
and some padlocks.
Yep, some general doorknobs, general lock. Okay, well, let's go by number system. Everybody just put 1 through 10. What, we got 10 people here? 8, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 7. So 7 numbers. We'll put them in a pot and we'll just go by the numbers. We'll pull the numbers out, whatever number you have. I've got some scrap paper here if you need some. Yeah, so John, you just put 2 number 2s, 2 number 3s, that kind of thing. Let me make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so about 7. Yeah. 4. Yeah. 5. 6. How many? About 7. Yeah. Actually, it's 12 items up here, John. Okay. And we've got about 11 items. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 items. Okay. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Mix those up. All right. Don't throw them away when you do. Okay. I'm going to put them in this box here.
Face down.
Face down. Okay.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. Okay. Let's do that. Then I'll just mix them up. Thank you for your assistance. My brain is shutting down. It's been a long day. Okay, there's no numbers on these cards. Okay, so. Okay, got you. Okay, so I'm gonna mix them up real good and just gonna pick out a number.
Wait, I got one more.
You got one more? Okay, we'll mix it in with all this. All right, we'll mix that in. All right, this one's mine, okay.
Good thing you didn't have Corey draw them. He'd win all of them.
We'll start with the number 6, number 6. All right, John's got number 6. Pick out something on there. Okay, for the next one. Got the number 8, number 8, okay. Let's mix them up real good. Number 7. All right, continue to mix them up. Number 4. Okay. Mix them up. Number 10, I guess that's me. See what I guess I'll grab one of General Locks. All right, let's see what else we got here. Number 1. Okay. Make some. How many more prizes we got up there? About 4. Number 9. Okay. Number 5. Number 5 going once. Okay. Okay. We got 2 more left. Number 3. Okay. All right. And the last one, of course, is number. Is that 2? All right. We still got some more to go. Okay, we got 3 more items to go. I'll keep picking till we're all done. Number 6 again. All right. Mix them up. Number 3. Number 7. Okay. How many more we got? A couple more. Number 4. Number 4 going once. Okay. Number 5. Number 5. Okay. Number 1 again. Number 9. And that's it. Okay. We got rid of everything. All right.
Microphone's not transferring through Zoom.
So we'll see you at the next meeting. Stay warm. If you're in Michigan, I'm not sure what's going on in Colorado. But stay warm. We got a lot of snow coming in Michigan, from what I understand.
Thank you. Thank you.